you might have one of these 1976 Drummer Boy quarters, and while most aren't worth much, some do sell for thousands. In this video, I'll show you exactly which ones to look for, including one mystery coin that could be worth over $1 million. First of all, let's address the double date, 1776 to 1976. In fact, it might not even have been made in 1976 either, but more on that later. The date is to celebrate the Bicentennial, America's 200th birthday, 200 years since the Declaration of Independence was signed by the Founding Fathers in 1776. The coin saw an absolutely massive mintage, as it was actually struck across 1975 and 1976, with the same double date. The Philadelphia Mint coins, which had no mint mark, as is customary, had a mintage of 809 million coins. Some of those coins were actually minted at the West Point Mint with no mint mark, so those are indistinguishable from the normal Philadelphia Mint coins today. But there is actually a bit of a mystery surrounding the first coins minted in August of 1974, but we'll get to that when we talk about the proof coins in just a bit. Meanwhile, the Denver Mint struck 860 million coins as well. All of these coins were clad quarters intended for circulation, all 1.6 billion of them. They were also saved by an eager public in their millions, and are easily attainable even to this day. As a result, they aren't really worth much, maybe 50 cents to $1 a piece online. Even mint state coins, slabbed and graded pieces, will sell for less than $20 each in grades of up to MS65. I'd say even MS66, really. Now, this counts for both the Philadelphia and Denver Mint coins. Then, at the MS67 level, prices slowly start to creep up, but remain well below $100, around the $30 to $60 range. MS67 Plus is where things start to get interesting, as the population numbers begin to plummet, and coins can fetch between $300 on the low end and up to $900 all of a sudden, if a coin is especially attractive. And MS68 is where the population charts top out for the clad coins and prices begin to skyrocket. In 2024, an MS68 graded example of the Philadelphia Mint Drummer Boy was sold at auction in an NGC slab for $703. And then a Denver Mint counterpart at the same grade, this time slabbed by PCGS, was sold at auction in 2025 for a final price of $2,599, both by great collections. As far as the proof coins, well, they follow much the same trajectory. $10 to $20 a piece up to proof 69, and only coins in a proof 70 are really worth more, ideally with deep cameo contrast as well. These can go for up to $100 a coin in the current market, like this coin, sold in 2025 for $101 at public auction, which then brings us to the San Francisco Mint. All coins minted here had an S mint mark added to the right of Washington's ponytail. Now, to complicate things further, there were both copper nickel clad coins, which were minted exclusively in proof for inclusion in regular issue 6 coin 1975 and 1976 proof sets, as well as silver coins. Well, more specifically, 40% silver clad coins. The silver coins were minted both in uncirculated and proof versions. The 40% silver coins were then sold in 3 coin sets: the uncirculated Bicentennial set and the proof Bicentennial sets. Now, the mint actually drastically overestimated how many of these coins they would sell, and in fact, they kept selling them until 1982, when the price of silver rose to the point where it actually became more profitable to just melt the coins back down. Now, in the original mint packaging, these sets are worth about $20 for a regular date set, $20 to $30 for an uncirculated 3-coin set, and the 3-coin proof set is usually, well, it sells for about $30 to $40 per set raw. The clad proof coins saw a mintage of over 7 million coins and are worth about $10 each in anything up to a proof 69 deep cameo and about $100 in proof 70 deep cameo. The silver clad coins from the San Francisco Mint had an estimated mintage of around 11 million coins. Again, these are very easy to obtain, and values remain low. Grades of up to MS66 or 67 can be had for $20 or less. MS68 can go a little bit higher, in the $40 to $100 range, but it is really only in MS69 where these coins are worth serious money. In 2024, an example was sold at auction, graded as MS69 by NGC for $5,918. Then, finally, we come to the silver proof coins, which had a reported mintage of over 4 million coins in their own right. As I mentioned earlier, the 3-coin silver proof set can still be bought for $30 to $40 in most places. So the quarter on its own is again only valuable in proof 70 deep cameo. Anything under that, well, $20 or less is a reasonable price. Slabbed. As a proof 70 deep or ultra cameo graded coin, you will be looking for a price tag of around $100 to maybe $150, probably more on the lower end of that scale, like this example that was sold at auction in 2025 for a final price of $129. Now, earlier I mentioned a mystery surrounding the proof coins. Well, it has been well documented that on the 12th of August 1974, 3 prototype sets for the Bicentennial dollar, half-dollar, and Drummer Boy quarter-dollar coins were minted at a special ceremony. These coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, in proof with no mint mark, making them the only known proof coins of this issue without a mint mark. The only problem is that we have no idea where these coins are today. There is a single example of a 1976 no-S dollar coin known to exist. That coin is in the private collection of Mitchell Spivak of Wonder Coins, estimated to be worth well over $1 million. The quarters, though, have never been seen since 1974, and their fate ultimately remains a mystery, but would surely be worth multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not $1 million apiece in their own right, should they ever resurface. But those are not the only Drummer Boy quarters that can be worth good money, as there are variety coins to keep an eye out for as well, some worth thousands of dollars. But first, let's take a closer look at the design of this special circulating commemorative coin, shall we? The most prominent feature being, of course, the eponymous Drummer Boy, or the Continental Army Drummer, the result of a public design competition open to anyone that came with a prize of $5,000 and the honor of having your design to appear on these special coins. When it was released, it was criticized for copying the 1973 Drummer Boy 8-cent postage stamp, though both designs were quick to note that they took inspiration from the Archibald Willis Willard painting entitled The Spirit of 76. And the drummer boy motif is one that was widely used as a patriotic motif since the War of Independence. In fact, here is a Civil War era envelope that bore a similar scene as an example. This is accompanied then by a victory torch surrounded by 13 stars, representing the original 13 colonies. But back to the variety coins I promised to show you earlier. The first example is a doubled obverse variety that you can definitely look for. This variety is fairly easily identified by the strong doubling that you can find on the letters of Liberty, where all of the letters are doubled towards the left. Then there is also some more minor doubling that you should be able to see on the letters of In God We Trust. Not nearly as strong as on the letters of Liberty, but displaying mostly towards the northeast in this case. In 2023, an example of this variety, graded by PCGS as MS66, was sold at auction by Heritage Auctions for an astonishing amount of $8,400. The second variety coin to keep an eye out for is not nearly as obvious, with only very minor spread on the obverse this time. Again, you can look at the letters of Liberty, but on this coin there is only a very minor amount of doubling towards the right of the letters. Frankly, this one is kind of easy to miss, and unfortunately not nearly as popular with collectors as the previous coin. But still, in 2023, a PCGS graded example with a grade of MS67 was sold by Great Collections for the price of $1,912. And then, error coins are always in high demand, especially if that error occurred on a special once-off design, making them all the more desirable with collectors. Coins like this 1976 Bicentennial Quarter that was struck through a dime flan, which must have inadvertently been mixed in with a group of quarter planchets, and then subsequently fed into the minting press as a pair, leaving a large struck-through area on the reverse of the quarter. Graded by PCGS, it was sold at auction in 2010 for $2,242. And as far as error coins go, this one takes the prize in the form of a struck fragment Bicentennial Quarter, weighing only 13.5 grains, with only a partial design seen on either side. This unusual error coin was slabbed by PCGS as MS64 and sold at auction in 2008 for $2,300. Now, speaking of dimes, this coin was actually struck onto an existing 1976 Roosevelt dime. You can actually see the date of the undercoin on the top of Washington's head, as well as the word dime towards the left of the design on the reverse as well. This coin was slabbed by PCGS and sold at auction in 2018 with a grade of MS62 for the sum of $6,480. Subscribe to WNN and feel free to watch another video about the Washington quarters that you can look for from the 1930s right here next. For the World Numismatic News, I am Numisman saying thank you for watching, keep collecting, and have a fantastic day.